This is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki, and this is Season 13, War Number 4. So we're fighting against the Alliance 2-1-1, the new Avengers 2. And we are 2-1. So I'm on Path 7, the Invisible Node ones, and so this first fight is against Mutant, which ends up being Havoc, which I had scouted. So I use a Mega Red. He's the only real choice I have, the champions I bring in to fight in war. And so my goal is just to try to stay close to him, get the Death Spores on it, counter his heavy with my heavy. That way I can get the degen, lock in the spores, and then degrade him. You can see here I do a pretty good job of that. I'm up to 13, 14 spores. He's taking a lot of damage, 2,000 or 3,000 per tick, and his health is melting quick. And so I just keep up this pattern, and he dies pretty quick. Though that fight looked easy, I was pretty nervous. I haven't really used a Mega against him, and that's one of the challenges of this path is you can't really custom your champions for each fight. Usually I'd bring in someone like Vision who absolutely is perfect against him, or if you had Warlock, of course, that'd be great. So now I move over to the next fight. It's a Cosmic, and I use the Scouting Lens, and I find out it's a Nillus. Now Nillus is one of my most challenging defenders for me, and it's the one I think I fear the most. It just has a really tough style that you have to play. You know, you can get the light intercepts on him really easy by dashing back, but if you get caught in the corner, he absolutely wreck you. So what I do is I do a lot of duels, and this is typical of a lot of times when I'm fighting in wars. I'll go in and do duel. So I have a 4-star Corvus. He's only rank 3, but it's perfect. So going against the dual target, it's a 5-star, and that just gives me plenty of practice against a pretty challenging opponent. So I'm just trying to learn the style, make sure I have that down before I jump into war. And from all my dueling, I figure out that I want to do the light intercepts, but also hit into his block a lot to keep on pushing him against his wall. So I boost up. I'm ready, feeling nervous, but I put on some nice boosts, and off I go. So you can see the key is with him is trying to get that light intercept, but this is, I think, even more critical is when he blocks is keep on pushing him back, because for me it takes a lot of space to do the light intercepts. I want to get everything set up just right, and there's the first one. It's not too easy to get them, and you just have to feel everything, the patterns right. So that one, again, I felt everything was going well, and I did it. Got my hits in. There's another one, and so now I'm feeling pretty good. He launches his SP1. His SP1 is a little difficult for me to read. And again, like you're trying to light intercept at the same time. He's throwing his SP1. It's easy to get clipped by it. So here I get hit a few times. Then he gets his SP1. And so, yeah, things aren't going great. But, I'm pretty sure now when I get my SP2, I'll kill him. So now I'm just sort of waiting for that perfect moment. And just being real careful. Again, using his block to push him back. He throws his SP1. I block it. And I can go in, and I'm so nervous I just throw my SP2 before the combo is even finished, and I kill him. So, in war, when fights go good, they go good, but yeah, that's a fight you can get yourself killed very quickly. Just waiting for my buddy Clowniest Clown to finish his path, and Dreamin', we scout the next path, and it ends up being a Darkhawk. So we talk about it and decide that I'll go in for the Darkhawk because I have the boost on with my Corvus right now. The Darkhawk is a really interesting fight on this. So this is the Aegis Heavy, where you have to have 6 heavy attacks, or 6 heavy hits before you can do damage. Luckily, Corvus does 3 hits every time he launches a heavy. The hard thing about Darkhawk is every time he gets hit by a heavy, he puts on the shield mode, and the shield mode basically makes him unhittable for, I would guess, 10 seconds. I'm not exactly sure how long. So I have to knock him down, dance around, knock him down again, and then I'm ready to fight him after waiting again. So, I go ahead and parry him. There it is. And there his shield. Here I sort of forget that he's not like a parry or stun immune, and I start backing up a lot. I probably back up too much here. And then just trying to parry him now. Just trying to slow the fight down. So his shield runs off. I get another heavy in. Now he's vulnerable, but I have to wait for the shield. Here I discover something like, I can do a cheeky hit and get him some damage. A little worried because I get it back against the wall. I maybe figure I'd hit him a few times, but of course I get auto blocked and parried, and then I get SP'd 1. So this fight's not going so well. So then I have my SP2, just trying to wait for the right time to fire it. I don't want to miss it, so I want to be really careful. I get it, fire it, and boom, but he's not dead yet, and he's in shield mode. So once again, I'm dancing. and then just try and wait for that to end. Remember, I can parry him. He throws his SP1, and I don't mind countering his SP1 most of the time, but this time I didn't, and just wait for him to charge in, and I kill him. Did take a pretty good amount of damage. I mean, being hit a few times, getting the SP1. So it was a scary fight, and yeah, it was 3 really difficult fights. It's interesting how the first fights in war are some of the most difficult ones, these beginning nodes. So usually this is the end for me. Usually I would get to this point and call it a night. I had two units of energy, so I decided to go ahead and move forward just to spare my alliance mates some energy in case they wanted to use it. So I teleport over, and as we're looking at the little sub-minis here, it's Iron Man Infinity War. There's a great Corvus matchup. I'm boosted, I'm ready, and so I get taxied to the Iron Man Infinity War. This one isn't too bad. Again, he has, yeah, the node is, you take him linked. I actually can't remember what the link node is, but it's not really that even relevant. I have to heal up Corvus. It's a pretty expensive heal up, takes me 5 potions. And I'm just going to go in and do the damage. So I thought I had 1 charge, but what I didn't realize is when I, of course, got auto-blocked by Darkhawk and then knocked him down with my SP2, I got another charge. So I'm pleasantly surprised to see that I'm going to this fight with 2 charges. And it's incredible what the difference that makes. I mean, just the damage is just magnified so much by having 2 missions. So I think about using a boost, but I'm running low on Power Star 1s, and I decide against it. Usually this fight, again, is reasonable with Corvus. You got the class advantage, and it's pretty straightforward. So I let him, of course, throw his heavies, and I counterattack and go in on them, and sort of rinse and repeat this. So just trying to build up to my SP2, and I was like, whoa, look at the damage. So medium's 10,000, 6,000 for the lights. I mean, that's a lot of damage. So after 10 hits, he's already down to 60%. So I'm just doing huge damage on him. And so it continues. I'm a little worried about having him, of course, get into the 18% range, and he gets the auto block and all that on him. And so before that, I throw my SP2, and that kills him right away. And so another good matchup. And the best part is I get another charge. Now my Corvus has 3 charge. And this definitely does it. So this is the end of my fights for the night, and so I go to sleep. So I wake up pretty early, and the first thing I do is I have to buy some boosts. I'm just out of the big boosts, and I always need those, especially since I know I have 2 mini bosses to fight. So I purchase the Advanced Alliance Quest Bundle, and I'm back in action with big boosts. In Alliance Quest, which I had just done before I jumped in here, I have a different mastery setup. It's non-suicide, so I have to turn my suicides back on, put the big boost on, scout this as a Medusa. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. But I am taking her linked. This link node is pretty annoying, and I actually find it really challenging. So every time she gains a power, she gains 5% of everything. Crit, power gain, I can't remember what they all are, but it has them scale up pretty quickly. There it is, the aspect of evolution. On top of that, she is small, so I'm worried about the evading too. So all these things are, of course, in your mind every war, and you're just waiting for them. So I'm only going to do 4-hit combos because of her evade. So I missed the parry, go in, just do a couple of them. I think I only did 3 hits there because I was so worried about her evade. But she's already, you can see it in SP2 because she starts in SP1 and she's just gained power. There's her evade. Here I get hit. I can't really quite figure out what I was doing. Sort of felt like, I don't know, again, the inputs weren't doing great. Get hit again. I'm in huge trouble. Dodge her SP, or her heavy, which her heavy is hard to dodge because it has an irregular timing to it. And luckily I have my SP2 ready and I launched and kill her, but that was really close and really scary. I probably deserved to die. Just lucky another evade didn't happen. So on to the next fight. The one review I haven't put on is skill, and so when I do the scouting lens, actually Elsa isn't in the scouting tool. You get Gwenpool and Black Widow, but I know it's always Elsa. Again, this is Link. This Link isn't too bad. I don't mind this one so much. Again, she is small, the feats of power one, and so the evade is something to be concerned about. She's unawakened. I think that actually helps me dealing with her evade. So once again, though, well, actually, this time I'm going to go in with Omega. And, like all Omega, just trying to heavy counter or heavy her to get the degen, stick the death spores, and try to sort of play it slow. And so, I know her specials now because I fought her enough. They're pretty long, and I don't try to dodge them at all. It's just totally blocking them. So again, gain the spores up, just doing good damage with those, but it looked like she nullified them all for some reason. I guess I need to look back and see what happened there. I'm not quite sure. I go ahead and let her throw her heavy, and then I am able to absorb it all, and just applying the degens, doing nice clicks. And so here, I'm getting a little bit nervous. I throw my SB2 because I just lost my death shield. I figured I'd get that on, and I just want her to keep on hitting me. And I sort of go for it right here with her close to an SP3, just trying to let the degen do its job, and it works. And yeah, it was again another good looking fight, but very nervous fight for me, and one that could have easily gone poorly with just a little bit of bad timing or a little bit of bad luck. So I'm going to do Symbiote Supreme. Usually it's Mephisto I fight here. I just have to wait. This is, I believe it's down. Nope, it's Taters. Of course, I have to totally do the mastery change and get my void setup ready. Please, Kabam. Please make mastery profiles. And then here I am against Symbiote Supreme. So this is actually, for me, I'm really happy about this matchup. I'm not too worried about it at all, just because he has to generate power just sort of naturally, and Void can shut down that power again with his petrifies. So not really worried at all. Mephisto tends to be a little more difficult, just because yeah, I mean, of course he gains power normally, and then you have to bait out specials, which means you have to walk away from him, which means you're degenning. So just going in, trying to be pretty aggressive. I'm going to want to get to my SB1 as quickly as I can, launch that. You see, I already have a petrify up, so I'm in really good shape. And look, his power is barely going up. That petrify really shuts down his power. And so, I'm already at 30 hits and even more, and he hasn't gained a power yet, and he's almost dead. So this fight's going great. The most important thing about this fight, honestly, is that I'm sort of running out of potions in this war, having to heal up Corvus a lot, and I have a Void fight and a Corvus fight left. And I was worried that if I had to heal up my Void a lot from this fight, that I wouldn't have enough potions then to heal up Corvus. And usually that fight, just because it has that degen, I end up losing a lot of health just from the degen and just from trying to bait out specials. And so I was really lucky to have Symbiote Supreme, since I could shut down his power, and he really didn't ever. I don't think he threw a special at all. He didn't. So Taters is taking care of Cold Obsidian, and off I go to the mini boss island. And so now I'm fighting Green Goblin, which I fought him a couple of times. This is either the second or third time I fought him. I understand this matchup pretty well. Strike back, just deal with the healing, get the degens on him. So I always want to slow play it first. I'd rather bait out the SP1 than the SP2, and just try to play sensible and kill him without being killed. So in I go. It starts off pretty well, this fight. I'm just sort of trying to knock him back, trying to play a little bit slow, just letting my degens proc on him. I do have the inequity and resonate, so you can see the weakness is going on him, and that does pretty good damage. I mean, you can see, taking for 100, 200, 300 when he has debuffs on, and so all that little damage is doing its job, slowly eating through him. Here I totally forget. Sometimes you get caught in the instinct, and I threw my special one, and it popped him up to some power because of strike back. Luckily I had a petrify on, so it didn't give him too much power, but yeah, if I didn't have that petrify, I don't know if I would have been looking at an SP3 or not. I might have been, and that would have been ugly. Probably would have killed me. I think I would have been alright, but yeah, I just never want to get caught by that. So everything's going great. Got 2 petrifies. Petrifies came really quick again, and now I'm just playing along, trying to bait out his specials. Really want to have him throw his SP1. Much rather deal with that. And there it is. And so just block it and then dodge the last pumpkin he throws. Nothing too challenging. You just can't punish it afterwards. I don't even know if you can evade it, to be honest, or dex it. I never really tried. It would be too risky to do it. I'd rather just block it and just keep on fighting. In this fight, since your degens are really working for you, you just want to be slow anyway. So now, I have enough degens, 630 a click, And then as soon as I get into Assassin's range and get a few more degens up, I mean, now I'm at 1,000, and that's the end of him. So throw my last SP1, and that kills him. So good fight. Just, one of these fights we have to be slow and careful and just take your time and don't forget about strike back, which I managed to do, but it worked out luckily. So now my next fight is against Mysterio. That's a Corvus fight, and so I'm going to walk up to there and deal with that. But first, the always fun mastery change. So another 10 minutes. This is sped up 20 times as fast because it takes forever to change your masteries. I do have to heal him, and yeah, it's a lot of healing, but I think it takes me 6 potions, and so I think I use 6 here, maybe another 5, maybe another 1 or 2 after the Medusa fight. I think I'm up to I don't know, pretty close to using all my potions. I guess we could have seen an item use, but I forgot to look. So the Mysterio, it's debuff immune, so I'm going to play him just by baiting the heavies. I feel his heavy is really easy to see, and it's only 1, and it's really heavy to dodge. And so I'm not too worried about it. Of course, I'm going to start with Power Boost 1 just to get quickly to my SP2. I don't really want to do anything but hold my block even when he has specials. Probably not trying to intercept him because I don't really want to throw specials. Both his specials are pretty annoying to deal with. See him just doing huge damage. 3 charges is crazy. I mean, again, critting 11,000, 7,000 lights already at the SP2, and I throw it, and then that's absolutely the end of this fight. I mean, you just wreck him with Corvus because of the missions I had. So that's the end of this war, another Deathless War. I was really happy with it. Some good fights, some scary fights. So, I like having challenging fights, unlike the last war where I had some easy ones. And we do go on to win this, taking our record to 3-1, and we're off to a good start this season. So this is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki. Wishing everyone a bonne journée, tschüss, and goodbye. I'll see you next war.